Netherlands man is back. I'm back with another video, and I was debating whether or not I should talk about this subject. The subject is solitude. The fact that I am quite lonely. I have a lot of solitude, a lot of time to think, a lot of time to myself, due to the fact that I'm working and all of the work that I do is highly independent, which is super nice because I do like that. I do like solitude, but sometimes I do miss my dog, I do miss my family, I do miss my friends, and it's interesting. I don't know what to think about when it comes to solitude that much, but what I know is that you have a lot of time to just focus on yourself and to really dive deep on finding the resources needed to get over the need to have and share your life with others. I do share my life on the internet, so that's a thing. It does help quite a bit, so it is a coping mechanism in the sense that it keeps me a little bit more sane than other people would if they were in my situation when it comes to the loneliness and the solitude that I have. I could be a bit more sociable. I could be a bit more social. I could talk to a lot more people, but I don't, just because solitude gives you a lot of focus. It just focuses everything because you don't have the time whenever you are super social and you spend time with a lot of people, you don't have time to do the things that you want to do. So this is just a period, and that's exactly what I think makes me go through this period with ease, without any problems. It's because I know that it's just a phase and things will go to normal, back to normal for a few months. But then I'm gonna come back, so it's gonna be another solitude period just because I want to build a future for myself. And I think that doing this, I'm avoiding some words such as suffering through. I would have wanted to say suffering through this period, but it's not suffering. I'm not feeling bad. I'm actually feeling proud about myself. Although there are parts that are bad. Like, for instance, the fact that it is hard to feel connected to people when they are so far away. So, and also my dog. I miss Sophie. I miss my dog, man. And I truly think that everybody needs to develop some mechanisms to cope with solitude, because once you do, you start to also be a bit more self-assured, a bit more emotionally stable when it comes to relationships. And when you get into a relationship, you are so much better than when you were always desiring of companionship. And yeah, it has came in phases. First phase was when I was about 20 something year old, and I moved on my own for the first time to a different country, namely this one, the Netherlands. And when I moved here the first time, I just got a lot of solitude, but I didn't know how to handle it. But soon enough I did, and I started to look for other ways to get to know people, other ways to connect, other ways to entertain myself and feel like I'm part of something. And this has molded me in a very individualistic person. I can basically stay in solitude for long periods of time. This is not really solitude. It is, I live in a city, I work 2 jobs, I do interact with people and I do have social interactions. It's not true solitude, but it is in terms of the fact that there is no deeper connections. There is no real friendships. There is no, good, fulfilling relationships. And that's what I mean when I talk about solitude. It's you feel like you don't get enough. You feel like you can be around a lot of people and still feel like you are in solitude. And that's, yeah. And that's exactly what happens right now for me. And if you are in the same situation, know that in these periods is where you find your ways of just coping, and not only coping, but thriving in solitude. Like, you start to become more creative. Maybe you start to become more, you might not even notice it because you might say like, oh, I'm just depressed, I'm sad. But look at the actions. Okay, the feelings are there. You feel sad, you feel depressed. But what are you doing? Are you maybe focusing more on your hobbies because you are sad? Are you focusing? So you start to see also the positive. You go like, okay, I am sad, but I'm also making more art. I am sad, but I'm also doing more sports. I should put a little bit more speed on the bike because I'm going to Aldi. So yeah, I'm on the 5th speed. We got speed, baby. And yeah, what I urge you to do if you have a lot of solitude is also find an outlet to be expressive, because those are muscles. Well, not technically speaking, but metaphorically speaking, those are muscles as well. So try to flex those and train those muscles of communication. Get a camera, film yourself, do these kinds of things. This can be a creative outlet and a very good companion for a long while, just because most of the things that you get from socializing is emotional release. You just feel like people understand you, and the camera can do that as well. As a silent observer, if you put yourself out there in a genuine way, you will, let's get the speed lower, you will get a bit better at socializing. You will get, at least you will still feel as if you have the tools necessary to be social, because you are, this guy is doing a wheelie. He was doing a wheelie. And yeah, the more you do it in terms of the camera, you start to understand yourself more, you start to talk about emotions, you start to really unravel that solitude and become a different person, while keeping your social skills quite sharp, because you are putting yourself out there, you are expressing your personality, as I did just earlier when I made some funny voices. And I think that that's what people should focus a little bit more on when they are in solitude. Realize that it is a good period to just sit with yourself and reflect on the good parts and the bad parts, mainly on the good parts of solitude, and really understand that whenever you are alone in solitude, It's a time for reflection. It's a time for changing things, because it's the easiest time to change things because you don't have a lot of outside influence. And that's where you find your inner strength, your inner power. And it's quite fun. And now I'm going to go under the overpass and I'm going to meditate. I just found out that the bike bag also doubles as a backpack. So you can see it on my back now. I have another backpack, which is super nice because I didn't know this. I just saw a zipper and I was like, what's this zipper here? And I opened it and it was like 2 backpack straps. And I'm like, oh no, this is great. So I feel very happy about that. I'm gonna do a little bit of shenanigans and go right here under the overpass to meditate for 1 hour. I came here just because I want to go to Forbach to steal some paper so I can do my tortillas, my burritos, and to Aldi over there. So, oh, I bought gloves. I didn't show you my gloves. They are bad, but I couldn't find the proper ones, so I bought these work gloves. So it's fine. But I'm going to sit right over there and meditate for 1 hour in the beautiful sun. We are yet again blessed with great weather, so that's awesome.